Shalom. Ko holo Yahweh Ba'ashum Yahushua Ba'ashum Regach Wadash. The boss of the apostles, the boss of the elders. At Great Millstone, Ruel tells the truth. Much respect to you brothers out there preaching his word and truth and sincerity to our four colors of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and the speckled bird. Shalom, shalom. All right, so I want to get into this. The other day, I was watching this the new John Wick movie. I believe it's called The Ballerina, which it was a pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. But one scene that stuck out to me, right, was with this appeared to be Ishmaelite on the watchtower, right? So he was at the watchtower, and, you know, the main character is the young lady. And so he was at the watchtower warning the citizens, essentially blowing the trumpet, warning the citizens that the enemy is in the town, right? And so what happens with that, right? All the citizens, right? Spoiler alert, all the citizens were ready to go to war. All the citizens were ready to fight, right? Fight to the death. And you can equate that to this truth of ours, right? We are essentially blowing the trumpet, warning our people that the enemy is coming in. So prepare yourself for war. But the 2/3 of our people do not want to take heed, right? So that day is going to come unto them unawares, or they're just going to get jacked up, or they're going to have to learn the hard way that a prophet had been among them. So yeah, that was one scene that really, spoke to me. Us as the watchmen are up at the watchtower, right? We're spiritually at our watchtowers on the highways and byways, preaching this word, warning our people that the enemy is going to come in. Prepare yourselves for war, all right? Spiritually prepare yourselves for the evils that's going to be upon this earth, right? And if not, you will be taken away. You will be destroyed if you don't take heed, right? Just like in the time of Noah, right now we're building up our spiritual ark, right? Noah was preaching, warning the wicked. There's nothing new under the sun, warning our people that the flood is coming, right? They laughed, they scoffed, they looked at him crazy. But when it started to rain, that's when they wanted to come in. That's when they wanted to take heed. No, by that time, it's too late. So, the water Yahweh Bashmi Shah for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? This is a blessing for us to have, right? I'm going to get a few scriptures. This is just a quick one. Once again, that scene, really spoke to me, right? But anyways, getting to it, Proverbs 8 and verse 33. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Refuse not this instruction. Take heed to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Yahweh desire you of those men. It's going to be like stability in the time of trouble, right? Proverbs 8 and verse 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me. Check this, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors, right? Blessed is he that heareth me. You hear the Lord, you're going to take heed. You're going to take heed. The Lord going to build you up. Eventually, if you're called to be a man of the Lord, right, a prophet, you're going to be a watchman at the gates, warning the people, blowing the trumpet, letting them know that the enemy is coming in, right? Matter of fact, verse 35, for whosoever findeth me findeth life and shall attain favor of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shah, right? You found true life, man, right? Because when we come into this thing, we're no longer envious of the prosperity of the wicked, right? We understand that we have a crown of life waiting for us. All we got to do is stand at our post and keep on preaching his word. Yahweh desire we of those men, right? We're going to get that favor. We're going to get that grace and mercy. Matter of fact, that woman, right, was jacking them up, all right? As you see in a lot of these John Wick movies, a John Wick comes through and blows them to pieces, right? Now, we know, as you know, this time the lead character was a woman, and we understand a lot of women ain't gonna be like that. Most definitely, it's not gonna be like that, right? We read about Jacob's trouble, right? How even the men are gonna be out here scared as hell, right? So imagine the women and children, how they're gonna be in the time of trouble, right? It ain't gonna be none of that Rambo stuff in time of Jacob's trouble. You ain't gonna see a woman as Rambo, right? That's gonna be unto the wicked. Hey, the wicked's gonna come through like Rambo unto our people, right? But the men of the Lord, as I just read in Proverbs 8 and verse 35, they're gonna attain favor, right? When the enemy comes in like a flood, right? The scriptures speak of one shall chase 1,000 to flight. We're gonna have that power, right? We're gonna have that protection. People learn the hard way that yes, a prophet has been among you, and you should have took heed, right? But you want to lollygag and do your own thing, all right? You're gonna have to learn the hard way, man. Let's see. It's one of my favorites right here. Give me 1 second. It's one of my favorites. Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye make mention of the Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shah. Keep not silence, right? Videos are going up daily, right? Thousands of videos going up weekly, man, right? Check this, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Us as a watchman, we're blowing the trumpet constantly, ushering in the coming of our big bro Yahweh Shah and the host of angels. Yahweh Razazah, we get their spiritual power, right? We waiting for our kingdom, man. We waiting for our rightful place in rulership, right? But the scriptures say, hey, give him no rest until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, right? We're coming to the time of Jacob's trouble very, very soon, right? As Trump has just passed a bill, right? An unrighteous decree that pretty much they can do anything they want. That pretty much sums up the bill that they just passed. They can do anything they want. It can be unlawful and they can do it, right? And looking in between it, right? The men of the Lord ain't going to be out here on the highways and byways like that, man, right? They're going to be out here deporting people, deporting you Jakes, northern and southern kingdom, right? Both sides is going to get it. Both sides is going to get it, man, right? If I'm not mistaken, I did my lesson on it the other day. They can restrict religious practices, religious get-togethers, right? Quote unquote. The men of the Lord out here on the highways and byways. They pass this bill to essentially get at you, Jakes. Really, to get at the men of the Lord, right? So yes, we do have to be on our P's and Q's, stay in the spirit, man. And understand, hey, it's written that they're going to come after us. But Yahweh Razazah, we of those men, right? The Lord's going to take care of us. Yahweh Razazah, whatever. Hey, we just pray to the Lord that we're able to bear whatever the Lord brings upon us, man, right? This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 1, another classic scripture, right? I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, yeah, it may seem like it's taking forever, taking a little minute. What the Lord say, wait for it, right? Have patience, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? It's coming. We are right there, man. They're trying to make their plans for 2030, trying to make their plans for the MOTB, which that's going to come to pass. You know, all types of plans that the wicked has in store for this world, man. But we praying to the Lord that these times come quickly and we see the fall of this man, right? As the scriptures say, while he is eating, it shall rain, the Lord shall rain upon him, right? He's not going to be able to truly enjoy the last bit of his kingdom, right? Matter of fact, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. You see, the just shall live by faith. Whatever the wicked comes at us, throws at us, right? We're still, Yahweh desire we of those men, we're still going to keep the faith, right? But hey, we just read the soul which Slakia, behold his soul which is lifted up, right? That pride that compasses him about is not upright in him, right? He's a wicked man. He constantly is making these unrighteous decrees, and we seen right before our very eyes this bill that's being passed, right? One of the ultimate unrighteous decrees to come after the men, it's essentially to come after the men of the Lord, essentially to come at you, Jakes, man. Right? He hates you, Jacob. Right? That's northern and southern kingdom. He hates you, Jake. And y'all gonna learn that the hard way, that this man hates you. Right? Let me see. Let me get this right here. Ezekiel 33 and verse 6. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, you see, like in that movie, right? The appear to be Ishmaelite, if he didn't blow the trumpet, she would come through easily and kill the head, right? The head of the clan, right? But he was doing his job of warning the townsfolk to get ready for war. Once again, the whole, everybody within that town was ready for war. They was geared up, from the chef to the woman, right? Hey, I even want to say the children. All right. Everybody was geared up for war within that movie, man. In that part of the movie. Right? They was ready to fight. Right? They was ready to fight. But if he did not blow that trumpet, he did not warn the townsfolk, right? Once again, she would have came through and killed the head just right then and there. Right? But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, right? So yeah, Jake was meant to get jacked up, meant to be destroyed, right? No one perishes, being innocent. But check this, but his blood will require at the watchman's hand, right? So it's essential that the watchmen, us as the men of the Lord, to blow that trumpet, warn our people the evils to come, right? If we don't, that blood is on our hands, and the Lord is not going to leave us blameless, right? Let's see, verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word of my mouth and warn them from me. That is our job, right? Matter of fact, verse 8, when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand, right? So yeah, he's going to be destroyed, but you're going to be destroyed because you didn't warn him. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. You see, you wash the blood off your hands, right? If the townsfolk don't want to be ready for war, hey, you did your job. And that's on them for not watching. That's on them for not being ready within that moment. You warn them, right? So yeah, it's just a little quick hit once again, it's a pretty good movie. A little unrealistic. The woman being Rambo, but other than that, hey, it was still a good movie, man. All right, still a good movie. But yeah, Yahweh desires an edifying lesson. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rekah Wadash, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, a great millstone, rule well and touch the truth, and abide the ball, shalom.